There's still a way.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me, and today we have a really cool video. I know I was going to do the Rogue Maquette unbox by Sideshow. I'm way behind on that one, but I just got one of the most highly anticipated statues that I personally have been waiting for, and that is the Thanos Deluxe Iron Studios quarter scale endgame statue. I saw this at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, and it is really cool. I had to get this one, so as soon as I got home I pre-ordered it, and here it is. We've actually got everything sprawled out on the table, but if you look, this was the box that it came in. Pretty cool. And then the box is actually very impressive. It's probably one of the coolest boxes that I've seen. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's a Thanos piece, because I'm a really avid Thanos collector. So there's the box. Pretty cool. And then this is actually one of the first Iron Studios statues that I've unboxed. And actually very impressive. I mean, I like the little things that they put in there, just like the Velcro straps. That's really cool. And that's actually really helpful for when you do pack your packaging up. It makes it so much easier just to use the straps and then put them back in the box. Okay, let's go ahead and open this up. As you can see, really cool, really packaged very well. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this thing together. So we'll start with our base. We got it all set up. It's just one piece. This is 210 out of 1500. And let's go ahead. This is going to be a really fast build because there's really not too many parts to this. Let's go ahead and start with the main body. That can only go on one way. You just have one peg there. There we go. And that's it. Nothing to that. So what we want to do is actually put the arms on first. So this is the arm that comes with the collector's edition. So this is just going to be the fist. And then we're going to have on the right arm the Thanos. It's going to be his what would you call that? Is basically his blade. I'm sure there's another name for it, I just can't think of it right now. So we will take his blade and we'll just stick it on there. And that's all there is to that. Let's see what's next. Let's get his plate that goes on the back. We're going to have to turn him around, and that just plugs in right there. All right, and then his collar. There's his collar. That's just going to set us in right there. And then his sculpt. So the sculpt that goes on this is the helmeted emotionless sculpt. So that's this one right here. And that's all there is to it. Easy statue to put together. Very uncomplicated. Really easy. So this is what you get with the collector's edition. This runs $1,000. So that's what you get for $1,000. One of the biggest complaints people have is that it has a boring pose. I mean, to me it doesn't look too boring. I like the museum pose. That's my favorite pose in all statues. I don't really like the action pose. But with the deluxe edition on this, you could actually do that. It makes it a little more versatile. So let's go ahead and switch out some of these. So we're going to go ahead and take this stuff off real quick. Okay, so let's take this back piece off just so we don't drop anything. So I'm going to put this away because I know I'm not going to be using this It's just a fist. They're not much to it, so pretty cool, I guess, if you want to change poses once in a while. But in the very beginning, I actually want it a little more hand gesture. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Infinity Gauntlet on. And that comes with this arm here. And then you just throw this gauntlet on. And I don't know if you've seen that gauntlet, but this is a really cool gauntlet. It's in the fist pose, and I wish that was in life size because that's a really cool gauntlet. You never know, Sideshow may come out with another gauntlet like that. So this one kind of just slips on there like this. So definitely a little more exciting than just the fist. So we're going to leave the Infinity Gauntlet on there. And you know what? You have two choices. You're going to have to, this is the hardest decision of this statue. You're going to have to choose between his blade, which is really cool, gives the statue a little bit of character, or the Stark Gauntlet. And this has a lot of battle damage. It's very, very detailed. It's in the snapping position. Like that. That's pretty cool. I really like that. I kind of wish this was on this side so you can use it. But I don't really want two gauntlets, and that'd be kind of weird because you're gonna have two sets of stones, two gauntlets. So I think we're gonna leave it as with the with his blade there. But so I'm gonna go ahead and just take this off. You know, I don't want to have to take it apart a few times. So those two pieces are pretty much gone. We're gonna keep his blade hand on. Let's go ahead and throw that on there. Okay, let's go ahead and throw that back plate on the back again, and then the collar. Just like that. Now, let's go ahead and put a different portrait. This is the let's start with the helmetless grimacing portrait. So this comes with the Deluxe edition. Pretty cool portrait. I like it. But you know, he's wearing his armor. You might as well put all his armor on. So this is the helmeted grimacing portrait. So this is how I'm going to display it right here, just like this. So with the Deluxe edition, you're going to get a little more switch outs with it. So you're going to get the Stark Gauntlet. Of course, this is really cool. That's definitely worth getting. You're going to get two extra portraits. You're going to get this one, both grimacing, one helmeted, one unhelmeted. And then you're going to get the Infinity Gauntlet. You're going to get this whole arm here. Otherwise, it's just going to come with the fist. So I think for 200 bucks, 1,200 bucks in total, it's actually worth it to get the Deluxe edition because you get quite a bit more with this. So this is exactly how I'm going to pose it, and I think I like this. I like the classic gauntlet, and I like the blade. It gives the statue a little more character, and I like the helmeted portrait. And just because he's all armored, you might as well use his armored helmet there. So that's it right there. Everything else is probably going to go in the storage box for now. And that's it. Pretty cool. You know what? I did want to see what this looked like. Just real quick, for shits and giggles, let's put Thanos on throne on there. Okay, he looks too much of like a hunchback there. Definitely a different type of sculpt there. So, no, he's going to be safe for the chair. We're going to keep this stock as is. Okay, so we got it all put together. let's go ahead and just look through it real quick. Now, it doesn't look boring to me. I really like this. I'm an avid Thanos collector, so of course I'm going to like this a little more than other people. But out of all the Thanos statues, I actually don't like the action ones. I like the ones that are kind of just chilling, just like this. Now, the last one was pretty cool. It was, I didn't buy it. It was the last quarter scale. That one's cool, but it didn't really draw me in. So I didn't purchase that one. I was very tempted. But, you know, I was a little more drawn towards this. I saw this at San Diego Comic-Con 2019. You know, it was cool. I saw it in the display case. I definitely wanted something to put next to Galactus or something. I mean, it's not crazy detailed. If you look at the stand is kind of just basic, you know? It doesn't have a lot of detail, not a lot of lines on it. And, how else can I describe it? You know, it has some rocks, it has mud, has moss on it, and some rebar. And it's just one big piece. And there's not a lot of deep lines in it. It's basically one big mold, not too deep of cuts into it. So it's just a basic stand. If I had my choice, I would have made the statue just a tiny bit bigger and a stand that was more statue, less stand. That would have been my preference there. So going up from the legs, like I said, all armored. Basically the same surface pretty much throughout the statue there. Like it's still the same, not a bunch of deep lines or separation throughout the statue. I think, but the majority of the work on this went in the portraits, as well as the gauntlet. The gauntlet is actually really cool. I really like the gauntlet. And as well as the Stark Gauntlet, they actually put a lot of detail on the Stark Gauntlet. It's all battle damaged in there, and they got little rips and metal rips and tears in there. So I'm not going to say it's a boring statue, but it's definitely, you know, you get what you pay for. And these days, $1,000 doesn't really buy you much, so you can kind of expect this. I think for the price, it's definitely worth it. So going to be really cool on the display there. So I'm going to set him back here. I'm going to take Mr. Freeze and Batman off. They're going to have their separate sections, and we're going to change this back here to some Marvel just to change it out a little bit. But I really like the blade. I do like this arm here. The blade is really cool. It has a little weathering, and it has some damaged little battle scratches on there. And the separation, a lot of people were worried about the separation. And when you put on the arms, they actually go underneath the collar, so you can't really see the lines. The only lines you see are just from the armor, but those would naturally be there, but you can't see much separation. Now, if you turn this around, if you go to the back, when you put the collar on, you have a little bit of separation right here, right there. So that is a little obvious, actually right there, a little lower. But it's not too bad. It's really not that bad. Everything else seems just natural on this. And let's look at the sculpts there. The sculpts are really cool. I like how the sculpts have a lot of life-like features on it, and they definitely put a lot of detailed lines just to make it more realistic. So definitely a lot of work put on there and on all the gauntlets. So I think that's about all I can really say about this statue. I mean, I really like it. If I could rate it, you know, I like Thanos statues, so I'd probably give it a little higher. I'd probably say like 7.5, you know. It doesn't give me all that awe and excitement like Optimus did, or Galactus, or even Batman XE and Mr. Freeze, man. They really, and even Starscream, man. So, but it's still a cool statue. But I'm glad I bought him. He's mine to keep. He's here to stay. forever. So hopefully I can get this signed by the Infinity Gauntlet team if they ever do another signing. I just don't know where I would put it, except I was looking at it maybe on the blade. The blade would be pretty cool. Maybe in a gold flake all the way down the blade. 4 signatures, that would be awesome. Hopefully they do that signing again. So that's pretty much all I can really say about this. Size is 30 inches tall, 26.5 pounds, so it's not too heavy. And actually, something I did not know is the Infinity Gauntlet actually has light up features. I am not going to light it up. You know, I never put batteries in these things anyway. I don't really ever use the light up features. I think every statue has some little portion of it that has a light up feature, but I never use it. It's just because, you know, batteries cause acid. You can get that acid buildup, and I don't know, you never really use the light up. That's it. There's nothing more I can say about this statue. Thanos Endgame, Iron Studios. Really cool. 30 inches tall. Really cool display item. Thanks for watching my video, and we'll see you next time.